I'm going to talk about another Michigan map, U.S. Michigan map, really cool map, similar to Prairie Farm. If I survive this jump here, let's take a look. What's going to happen? Oh my goodness. All right, we're on Michigan map here. It's called Michigan map. It is in Michigan, the United States. And this is your farm right here. Okay, we're going to take a quick look around. This is one of you own these two fields down there, these two narrow ones end to end. We'll look at the map in a second. It's a pretty cool map. It has it's similar to some other Michigan maps, but it has some unique things like one, that ramp I just jumped over. It has something else too that's going to make some money for you, which is really cool. All right, there's your farmhouse straight away there. And you own these buildings over here. Yeah, this is your workshop, just like the other Michigan maps. It's just like that, if you've seen those. And this is the branch of your equipment right here. Okay, we're going to cycle through that real quick. Okay, you got this John Deere here, 6R. This has 192 horsepower. You got the Challenger that has 225 and double wheels on the back. You have the John Deere 410 8RX. It has 458 horsepower and is on tracks. You've got the smaller case harvester. I would trade that up and get the big case. Take out a loan. You could do it because these fields are big. Now the fields are big, but they're not as bad as Prairie Farm, Michigan. Those were like one of them was 90 acres, and it took me forever. The average size on this map is about 20. Some are 30, so not too bad. But I would trade this up. You have this beast. This is a Case Quadtrac 715. It has 778 horsepower, and you need that to pull that cultivator back there. That requires 600 something horsepower. I thought it was less, but. And then you got this 500 horsepower Volvo semi with the crampy on the back that holds almost 60,000 cubic liters of stuff. And that's it of your equipment. Let's take a quick look around. Well, let's look at the map real quick. Okay, we are here. You own these two fields here, and they have sugar beets in there. You own this big field across the way, and it has wheat in it. And you own this large field with sugar beets. Okay, that one's 30 acres, almost 29.7. That's 30. These are like 9 or 10. 8, 9, 10. Okay. So that gives you an idea of what's what and where you're at on the map. Okay, you got a pretty cool water function over here, and you can go to this end right here and get some water. It's shallow enough. You've got a roller coaster you can build, and you got collectibles just like on Riverbend Springs. So you got the roller coaster there and the playground there, like Riverbend, which is interesting. That makes this kind of interesting. And you have the Grain Elevator Museum, which is also something. So you collect collectibles for those things, and then you can build those up just like in the other in Riverbend Springs. Okay, the majority of your points of sale are on this end of the map. Okay, down there. We'll take a ride down there in just a second. And you do have the sugar beet pilers, just like in the other Michigan maps, these things. All right, let's take a ride down here. Okay, so we're leaving your farm there. Oh, now one cool thing about this, you get this little strip of land here that you don't own, but you can purchase in little pieces, which is pretty cool. And you have this field over here, but you have some land right here before you get to the field. Look at this. You got all this where you could put some productions or animal pens. I put some pig pens there, trying that. And then you own these two fields right here. Okay. And then you own this field with wheat and another field up here with sugar beets in it. There's some other farms on the map, just like in the other Michigan maps. You can come over here and they have some nice buildings and they're relatively cheap. So you can purchase these farms and you get all the buildings for free, basically. You got your usual buddies there, Ben, David, those guys. There are 45 collectibles on here, and there's a limited amount of forestry stuff. Okay, another farm here you can purchase. Biogas plant, animal pens, some of the mills. I can say this is a gas station there, farmer's market, your water tower. This is where most of your stuff is down here, the warehouse, the lumber company. Now, something interesting that you don't have on most maps. Well, let's go take a look. One more time at the map, though. See these little parcels of land right here? You can buy those for like $22,000, $21,000, $15,000. If you need some places to put some productions or greenhouses, it's a cheap way to purchase little pieces of land and put those once you use this space right here. So that's really cool. I like how that's split up like that. So if you want to add a factory, for 22 grand, you can buy some land here. These little strips right here. There's like four of them. You can buy them for anywhere from 15 to 22,000 each. All right, now coming up here, you might recognize this if you played Silver Run Forest map. It was on 22 and it's moved over to 25, Farming Simulator 25. Look at that. All right, if you want to take advantage of this mine, this Iron Peaks mine that gives you iron ore, what you got to do is have uh, Silver Run Forest loaded and also the Volvo pack. Let me show you. This Volvo pack comes with Silver Run Forest and you get all this stuff with it. Okay. Now, once it's loaded, okay, you're going to go over to miscellaneous and you'll see the dump truck there for $50,000. Holds 5.4 cubic meters of stuff. And then you go down to wheel loaders and you'll see these two Volvos here. Either one works. So you can get one for 40 grand. And you also got to get this rock bucket right there for 1,500. Okay, so for less than 100 grand, you can load this iron ore and it takes it down to the iron factory there and sells it. So you get it for free and you sell it and everything's just all profit. So it's like 15 grand per load on the easy mode. So that's a pretty cool way to kind of keep your farm going, especially until you can get everything up and running. So let's take off down this way. This is where most of your stuff is located. I'm not going to bore you with all the details, but all your points of sale are down here. Okay, the lumber market, warehouse. Your usual points of sale. We'll look at them on the menu in just a second. There's the shop. Okay, just like the Prairie Farm, Michigan shops, just like it. Come in there, pick up your stuff, maintenance on your equipment. You do have your own garage though. There's the farmer's market on the left. Gas station. Dairy. Okay, here's the grain mill. Biogas plant. Your animal shop over here. And you have another farm. Pretty map. If you don't like square fields, though, you're not going to like it. But that's what Michigan is like. Has a lot of square fields. Now, it does have some ditches that get in the way. So be wary of that. You can run your equipment in there and get stuck, have to reset it. Okay, while he's driving, let me run over the production points real quick. You have a bakery, a biogas plant, a canning factory, carpentry, cooper, a grain mill, the iron furnace, oil mill, a rope maker, sawmill, sugar beet piler, and a tailor shop. That's quite a bit of production. The rope maker is interesting too, because you can take your cotton bales over there. So that's your production. So another farm you could purchase there on the left. Got some nice buildings in there. One cool thing about this map is you get all the buildings too that are very nice. You can add one and they're not too expensive. 50, $75,000. There's where your sugar beet pilers are on the left. Oh, well, got too close. All right, there's the museum on the right. There's a roller coaster you can work on. Sorry, I was looking at the roller coaster. So you got a roller coaster right there you can work on. Playgrounds on the other side. I want to show you this water feature here. It's pretty cool. So it has some components from Riverbend Springs like that. Okay, you can come in here to get water. I put a greenhouse in there. I came in here to get water right here. It's shallow enough. You can zip in there. It's the barn I jumped over. Your two fields, and then we're back at your farm. Let me just show you the playground. Here's where the playground would be, I guess, once you get it built. So if you want to work on that, it tells you what's required right there. 12,000 liters of wood beams, 6,000 planks, and then 12,000 rope. So there you go. And that's pretty much the map. It's pretty cool. Uh, if you like wide open spaces, it is not cramped, and yet it's not quite as crazy big as Prairie Farm map. It's a little more reasonably sized. A little easier to do a 30-acre field as opposed to, a 90-acre field. So and I like how it's got the little short things. I like the iron mill being on here, or the iron mine and the iron factory. That's pretty cool. So that's the map. Give us a thumbs up. I'm Farmer Teacher. Share this with your farming buddies. And I'll see you next time. I got to go get some band aids for these motorcycle injuries. I'll see you later. Bye bye.